the myltsi. It is going to be direct chair in the pistol. A couple players going to be setting themselves up to come through from Palace. There's no utility. There's not going to be any smokes. Jungle, stairs, no flashes for CT. This is dry, and it's going to be pretty difficult, I reckon, to get control for a bomb plant. Okay, never mind. There's no one here for Partizan, so at least they have a post plant.
It's a classic thing where it's like you're completely bang on the money, and yet somehow they're able to get it going. Depression, that's a really important kill on Podi, because that means that Rigon's going to move forward, and he's not going to be really cognizant of this lurk that's coming through from Dragon. Depression's now trying to clear even further. SDY and Rigon are now chiming in with kills, and this lurk, it needs to get active ASAP, but Rigon's turned around and dealt with Dragon. What a disaster for Partizan, and SDY and Rigon have really bailed ENCE out of a tight jam.
Exactly what they needed here to kickstart their campaign as well. Anyway, here we go. Gun round taking some shape as ENCE have been able to secure an opening kill. Dispatching of Dragon. Getting mid control here. Bomb being left towards ramp and an A splits on the cards.
SDY is just so good in these mid positions. They're just creating so much space for his team. Never really one to be lurking. You sort of leave that up to Neityu, who has fallen to the opposing in-game leader of Collins, tucked in behind Ticket, needs support, a little bit of help, but the important thing right now for Collins is that he's alive.
Yeah, and he's got some support coming through here from Depression as well. They're not going to be able to do anything to contest the plant itself, though. So it's going to have to require a retake here for Partizan, and they're down by a man. And Rigon secured snipers as well. Vladim's found a little bit of an angle there. Bit of a gap to dispatch of SDY. Could give them a foothold now in this retake. Well, podi able to find a kill now. Knows the AWPers and CT as well. And with that, surely goes any chance of the retake finding success.
Uh-oh. What? That's how you die,
Unlucky.
Rigon. You die to your HE. He'll take that. That's a good trade. And Collins also vacated because they didn't have info in towards middle. Now with 40 seconds left, ENCE are now going to go into B. Unfortunately enough for Partizan, 3 players are here again.
Yeah, they've just fully committed to the stack right now, and they're relying on Kindo's deep position for information. This should be impossible for ENCE to breach. And it's a very good lockdown coming through from Partizan. Rigon is able to activate and get a kill back, but now it's only him left alive. He's 8-2. He's had a very good time so far, but I don't think that this is going to be possible for him, and Depression will seal the deal.
Has got the responsibility of both ramp and Palace. He cracks his head over at Palace. In goes Dragon. You imagine straight into the SDY crosshair. They are making mistakes, and ENCE are punishing.
It's exactly as you had just postured as well, that ENCE are just patiently waiting to punish any moves made by Partizan. They've gotten 2 kills here. They've also spotted out Collins at the top of ramp, and that frag is secured as well. This is looking very good right now for ENCE. I mean, this is a done deal. 5-1, straight back to winning ways.
Be very, very careful here. And there goes one. Rigon can't get rid of Depression, but Podi will. So yet again. But unfortunately, the double-edged sword with that is if things don't go to plan, you start going down rounds like it's 6-1, things can quickly spiral out of control because there's a lot more emotional weight in this game. And the weight of Vladim's head is just taken straight off his shoulders by Rigon. Neityu will then just find Dragon on the lurk. He's so good at getting these kills on the extremity. And now in a blink of an eye, Partizan are just down 2 players, and ENCE have got all the map control. And what do? They just freeze. They just wait. They know a reaction's coming. You've heard that flashbang. Launch into the sky over at ramp, and SDY says, okay, perfect. I'll have a little investigate over towards the B apartments. Meanwhile, myltsi will actually deal with Kindo. So now you're dragging these rotations even further into 2 options. Number 1, you gamble on B. Or number 2, you just try and save. It's going to be the latter rather than the former, and SDY, again, just lurking on this extremity over towards B. This is going to be very challenging indeed, you feel, for both Collins and Depression to hold on. I doubt you expect SDY on this close corner. Because why on earth would he be there? There's the whole other squads in at A. He'll call the troops over. Rigon already on low HP. Has averted the gaze of Depression. Cancom that he's probably in market window. And this is going to be 7-1. This is going to be incredibly dominant yet again. And once more, this AWP is not saved.
You know, he's the guy who does want to feel the round out before he just goes for some sort of a rambunctious play or an opening kill. That gives a bit more space to someone like rigon to play his natural game. So I think you're bang on the money. I think they've got a really good balance. This round, though, a little bit out of balance because it's a, well, 5v3 turn 4v3. Neityu just jiggle tapping, looking for another, but that will eventually cost him his life there. Collins punishes. This is a half investment from the CT side, and it's one of their best opportunities they've had in a while. Dragon goes straight through the smoke. SDY won't be able to affect the trade, and Partizan finally win another round back. In the meantime, though, ENCE are playing the extremities. Two players hard pressuring in towards the B-bomb site right now, but it's all a fake.
All right, Depression. Oh, I was going to say, you got to hit at least one of these shots, otherwise these players are just going to swarm all over your bomb site. Dragon goes for the same play that he did in the previous, where he pushes a piece of utility and SDY catches out Collins. This is now turned into a disaster.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Dragon's even thinking. I know Dragons breathe fire, but that doesn't mean they're immune to it. And rigon is just all over the place there, just sliding across the screen. Akindo, he's even doubled down on 8 health. rigon is a madman. And ENCE have done it again. Immediately after losing a round, they'll get themselves back to winning ways and keep Partizan, well, not just on the back foot. They're basically just beating them on the ground right now. This is ground and pound. I was backing it, man. And oh, okay. Well, now I'm just left scratching my head thinking, what are you even doing in the first place if you're not going to attempt the ninja?
And this time, look, they haven't found the opening kill, but they've found space instead. They've traded a 5v5 with the fact that, oh, I was going to say SDY's in con, but rigon is still in ladder, and that could be a little bit annoying for Partizan. They're in a good moment right now because the bomb's moving over towards A. You got this double setup. You don't know about sandwich, you don't know about ticket. These are common angles that Partizan have been playing in, but Neityu just rips heads off, and it feels like Dragon's been baited in, needs a multi-kill, and he grabs it. And rigon's position in ladder, now redundant.
Oh, fantastic work there from Dragon to find the necessary multi, and it's now impossible from rigon. They know exactly where he's coming through from. He's only got 18 seconds on the clock to work with, and they're just going to triangulate on his position. And Partizan will manage 3 out of the first half, but I don't really conceive any world in which that's going to be enough. And it looks like they're going to keep things fairly simple and direct, but ENCE have somewhat already preemptively read into this because they've got 3 players over towards B from the get-go.
Yeah, Neityu has got to be careful. But, I mean, rigon here could do some damage. It all depends on how much SDY can find, and he's come up with absolutely nothing. rigon, hello. Says, thank you very much. I'll take that kill. He wanted to swing on Akindo. It was the right idea. Just, unfortunately, couldn't land the bullets, and now ENCE are in trouble. myltsi, again, tucks his head out, gets back with podi, and I think they're going to save all the bits and bobs that they had. Maybe, if you're myltsi, you just want to go for this now. Or not.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a kit in the smoke. And it kind of looks like he's inclined to save this little utility that he has to work with here. And Partizan do exactly as was required of them, able to emerge out of the apartment successfully, finding those 2 kills. rigon would have been the last sort of hope there for ENCE. I mean, even when he gets the kill on the planter, though, there's still so many players around him. Dragon actually instantly dinked him, and then Kindo was the one to get the kill, so he was never going to be able to find much. myltsi getting some consolation kills. He doesn't want to die here, because that then, again, just means he isn't able to carry anything over, and he didn't attempt the retake either.
Yeah, it would have just been a bit pointless, right?
Sure, it feels like they've just pried the door entirely open at that point here on the map once again.
Vladan's got to be the battering ram towards A, you feel. Because it's not coming through middle, I can tell you that much. Instead, it's just a push from rigon.
Oh my, come on.
And just Dragon's attention distracted all but for a moment. And that means that myltsi can just hold on towards palace control. Kindo tries to elevate himself out the ramp, and there it is. Vladan, the battering ram, finds 3 kills. And this is completely turned back into an even steading. podi holding, but Vladan not pushing. Instead, it is Depression watching his flank. And with 35 seconds left, they're going to hightail it to B with no info.
I don't know about this. I mean, Vladan does so incredibly well to get 3 kills over on that A bomb site. He does throw a flash over the top, but podi holding the cross. Does Depression jump across, or does he look to contest? He jumps, podi misses. Or did he tag? I mean, it's not a frag, and that's ultimately what matters right now. Bomb plant guaranteed. And now Partizan have a very good shot in the 2v2.
Yeah, Depression's got to hold short. Bang on. Literally, as I say it, he does it. And Neityu goes around the corner. Neityu wanted that element of surprise. Depression 1 step ahead. And now this becomes door, and he did. And then they went to the other site.
Hey, he didn't just unlock the door, he completely bashed the entire door down. Your analogy of being the battering ram was off the back of a very strong performance in the first half. They have given themselves a lot of runway to get their campaign off the tarmac here on the CT side. Podi is missing shots, though. Looking a little bit shaky, just with the way that he's going about his shots right now. He's not as calm and composed as he normally is. Looking a bit flicky.
Yes.
Also than what I'm used to seeing out of him.
Oh,
that's big from Rigon. He's just unplayable right now.
Interesting idea here for Partizan, right? So I think that they understood that ENCE are going to be a little bit more aggressive. So what they do instead is they try and fight fire with fire. They put presence in towards mid, and they try and let Kindo lurk out. They know myltsi's here because Vlad would have heard that step, and Depression is able to catch. Podi has now seen the jump over for Vlad, and that's 2 confirmed. It should be 2 guaranteed pieces of info that the rest of these players are on this A-bomb site.
Rigon is just the boss of middle. I can't believe it. First half and the second half, he literally rules the roost in middle. Podi connects. And it'll be Rigon to seal the deal. He is playing like a man possessed right now. 23 kills to his name. We've played just 18 rounds of Counter-Strike here on Mirage. All things considered, it is. Yeah, you're right. And it's not to say that Vladden can't find those last few percentiles here while the map is still going to help get his team across the line. Dragon comes through from lowers. He should eventually die, and he does.
Oh,
it's
wow.
a huge flurry of frags going down in middle right now. Depression misses a key shot. That would have been the frag to get it back into an even numbers game. And ENCE are still hanging around. This is brave.
I know he's here. That's the thing. And they got the player advantage. But you're right. It is incredibly aggressive. Save, Depression, hit that flick. Then suddenly you're put into Honor's even, and Rigon is on low HP. So what's the game plan? More often than not, Partizan have been ending B in rounds like this, where they're not really too sure what's going to develop. So a mid-window smoke, a creep, maybe you can get Depression going up catwalk. Instead it's Vladden going towards Con. Depression to peek into connector. Maybe Vladden can clear the close corners. But no one's giving anything away.
Oh,
and of course, they don't need to, because Rigon's holding that tight angle, and myltsi can swing. It's brilliant.
And they're just going to be moving with pace and vigor in towards middle. And they're not pulling any punches here in this round.
Oh, but Podi is. There's an important kill for Partizan. They got rid of Rigon, and they have no idea that Dragon is in over at the murder hole. Nice shot out of Podi. My goodness me. That is pretty ridiculous. myltsi's now got to juggle Connector, Palace, and potentially his spawn. Just slides into a corner. Kindo not clearing just yet, and I love this move out of Neityu. He says, okay, you're in our spawn. I'm about to go in towards yours. myltsi, good luck, mate.
Yeah, myltsi's got to just try and stay alive for as long as he can here to enable Neityu to get into the round. Time ticking away. That threat of CT is one that myltsi is privy to. Oh, Kindo's going to clear him, though. That's so unfortunate for myltsi because, like you said, he has to juggle so many different positions and angles and threats. And yeah, eventually he does just get found out. Neityu, the last man left alive, 1v3. Going to collect the first kill without taking any damage. Of course, that then puts him on notice, but he's got a chance here.
Especially with Kindo low, the difficulty is getting over to the bomb site because Vladden, I doubt, will peek him by himself. If Vladden gives him this fight, that's the way in, but it's just a little jiggle out of Vladden. It gives him a little bit of leg. And maybe the rope for Neityu to cast himself out on. Wide swing, good kill, but there's that trade immediately from Vladden. Nice try from Neityu, but Partizan will at least hold on.
Going to be a long road back here for Partizan to try and see the light of day in overtime. And
yeah.
It's gone. Oh! We got baited there with the way we switched POVs between Depression and SDY. I thought SDY was the one to get the kill. Second off has been removed. A vital frag back for the T side. Podi's been a little bit hard done by there. Looked like that shot should have connected.
I don't like this,
Oh, he's
Podi.
going for more.
Oh, Podi.
my.
Oh, no, Podi.
He's dead.
He's dead. He's so dead.
How's he missed that as well?
Not sure. And now Neityu's on this angle, and Depression just removes him. Shows how it's done, but you still got to get rid of this man, don't you? Lovely little flash to push Rigon off the angle. Where's myltsi? He's in Palace. Is there any way myltsi can just win this round with the virtue of Rigon staying alive?
I feel like, well, they'll just know he's the A anchor, right? So they're probably going to look to avoid the A sides at all costs at this point. And normally teams are super aware of that threat when you go late into A. And now their suspicions will be confirmed that he is over towards the, say, bomb side. Oh, I thought there might be a little chance for him to catch them as they try and cross cat into B, but not going to happen. He's probably best off just saving the AWP at this point. And Partizan, I mean, they keep leaving this late, but they're not bowing out of Mirage. 2 out of him and SDY, because SDY was still posted on the angle and just got banged up by depression, but podi really did try and force the issue.
It's never been one-dimensional. So what they're doing right now is Collins is going to clear in mid, see if he can spot anything. He doesn't. He drops mollies. He's trying to get ENCE to move, and they don't. Podi falls off the angle. He's here in time. Flashes back. Counter util in. But a great shot at Kindo, but podi, this time he's not missing any of these shots, but Kindo is trying to keep Partizan in the game. That man of Rigon still chimes in for one more between myltsi and SDY. They've left Dragon in a really tough spot with 20 seconds. And that'll be that. Tucked in the corner, can't do anything, man. And he was really painted in within it. And between SDY and myltsi, they are able to close. ENCE wipe the sweat off their brow because that was a 9-3 half, and then it ends 13-10.
Yeah, fantastic work. Rigon in particular will finish the map with 30 kills to his name.
It's a very, very slow round for Partizan, but by slowing things down, I was going to say, you're not going to walk into the long contact. Well, you absolutely do. ENCE flash themselves back in, but there's no kills. Yeah, okay.
Wow, I can't believe how they've been shut down. They go all in. They fully commit there to the retake of long. Fladden looking to mop it up. It's not the cleanest, but getting 1 kill should be more than enough to seal the deal. ENCE just pushed all their chips into the middle of the table as they look to re-emerge back into long, and it costs them everything. As
soon as the dual Berettas sort of chime out with a few shots and you see the guys boosted, I don't know why you commit to that fight.
That feels the plug, right? Yeah.
Incredibly unnecessary, but they go for it. It doesn't work. That's a nice shot out of Collins. He grabs 2 in the round. Partizan trying to drag out these rounds to get a reaction or to guarantee that they're on the same page when they go for this space. Rigon, can he find anything with this scout? Oh, he's seen a lot of info and he's just tagged up Dragon. Nade tries to connect with him, but Dragon goes the other way. And then into the other scout of podi. Partizan are now aware of both of these pieces, and Collins just rips podi's head off.
That's round over. That 1 kill there is immediately round over. ENCE are going to have to head for the hills, accept their fate. Good kill from Collins. Guards were able to rattle off a couple shots there, just unfortunately not really connecting in any fatal fashion. And here's podi making the play you're kind of referencing, and he's decided he wants to get out of there. He doesn't actually want to hang around. He's being chased, but Rigon's there to support.
Really important, but now you got to worry about short. Podi's going to make it there in time, but space on the catwalk can be generated. If Rigon pushes this smoke, I don't think he will, but that would be absurd. Decides against it. SDY now on the corner. Flashbang good to get podi off the angle, and he can stand here appropriately because myltsi's got the space in long. This feels a lot better out of ENCE. And Partizan, I just described the setup they were going to do, and you just walk straight into it.
Clairvoyant, Brandon. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, surely from here, you're not going to drop the ball if you're ENCE. By far and away your best position that you've been in on the map so far. As for Partizan, it's going to be a group up with 3 players. Not giving any information away, but
nice
Rigon off the back of the flash will still be able to peek up and collect 2 kills in the process.
Really clever flash, because it's the way it lands, you're not blinding any of your teammates in window and door. You're also throwing it forward on that trajectory, so it might hit a player, and then you can get the audio that way.
This duo of SDY and Rigon is looking tasty, Brandon. I know it's very early days, but they worked incredibly well together in middle on Mirage. Rigon already in on the action. podi nearly gets caught off by their 4 positions. He can't fall back. He has to fight, and he does that. He does exactly that. It's the best of his ability.
Yeah, I tell you what's brilliant about podi, and I think you mentioned this, and you say about how he likes to feel out the round, but also I think his decision-making is very instinctual. and it's more often than not the right result in the situation he's put in, because it looks bonkers him to refight and reface that, but ultimately he's got the element of surprise by going for that fight. Secondly, he's going to get caught probably if he runs away. He's going to get run down by an AK, so it's absolutely the correct decision. You don't want to give Kindo chances here because this is going to give Vladen space up long. However, the nade of SDY will finish the job, and now Vladen is in a precarious position. 2 AWPs on different elevations, bowing down at him, and it's a great shot on the first, but SDY will trade. What a round from SDY. Primary AWPer, who is it?
And unfortunately, he's just good for some damage. You're right, podi departed the scene. He's now the only player on this half of the map. They have at least taken control of upper tunnels. So they're getting information, but it's going to be a while before they can actually do anything about the info they've got. And Vladen's still controlling lower tunnels here. rigon's going to be the one to cross paths, and he's gone down.
I love the fact that Podi's come over, though, to sort of take attention away, potentially into catwalk, into top middle, then lower play can also work. Like, they are still doing things in tandem. Nader has been dropped in spawn for SDY to crack open this smoke, and now they can confirm no one's directly on this A bomb site. It means we can all get in position here. SDY just on the wisps of the smoke. No. Someone's going to walk through. That's brilliant. Someone just walks through the smoke. It is Dragon, and that allows the space to be created. Neityu will trade him out. 3v2. No disruptive utility here for ENCE, and Partizan can put the bomb down.
There's going to have to be some sort of a massive moment from either Podi or Neityu, and Neityu's now been dropped. Partizan on the money here. Again, keeping things very simple, but super effective. That one extra little trick thrown into the mix there by phasing through the smoke catches SDY off.
Long doors. The fact he fired off a shot as well. Normally, when the AWP's completely solo, firstly, he's not really going to be complete.
I feel like they're super good at converting those sorts of rounds, covering their bases, trading effectively. It's going to be myltsi to draw first blood through the smoke, and Dragon's also particularly low right now. So the focus is going to shift over towards the B-bomb site where rigon's been dropped. He's now wielding that second AWP, and it's cost him his life. Hang on, though. Neityu, how's he not gotten a kill there on anybody progressing forward? Oh, man. ENCE off the back of that opening kill have just had nothing else going for them in the round.
Yo, two dinks, and I can't believe, firstly, Dragon's alive.
Watching them as they try and come out of the tunnels, neither of those players were able to take advantage of that opportunity. ENCE don't know exactly what's coming their way, so they're still kind of covering all their bases. Podi is gravitating back into the same bomb site. This is a nice angle from myltsi, but he's still kind of been jiggled out, so they now know that he's here. It's still about buying time for as long as he possibly can. There's so much util barreling in his position, and he's actually been able to seek refuge in the smoke. Eventually, inevitably, he does get spammed down, though.
Yeah, at that point, when you don't see him, as you all jump in towards pit with about 8 mollies and 9 nades, like, of course, he's not going to be there. Podi, again, flicky over towards long. We'll find one, and the second gets a snapshot onto Dragon just before he's completely exposed by that flashbang, and he's even able to get out a dodge. This is immaculate, and then it baits in the long player. rigon is able to get both, and between the two of them, ENCE hold down A successfully.
And there are 3 players on the opposite side of that choke point. Oh, this is a big moment in the round. SDY, I think he's been spotted by Collins. No, maybe not. Gun barrel now seen by SDY. That guarantees the frag. Such a fine margin. And rigon has smartly fallen back into the B bomb site. No need to continue to hold on to this forward position with the man advantage in play. Problem is, he's not going to have any support, mate.
No, he's not.
At least one. At least one. And he's now been spotted, damage found, and actually it's a team kill, and Kindo's low as well.
Look at this from SDY. Look, we're gonna come back to this setup in a sec, because I think it's absolutely brilliant. Was that a tag through the wall as well? This is a complete disaster. Nade doesn't quite land on default. It gets blocked by the box. myltsi now chucks another nade in. They know these players are low. They're so hungry to try and get rid of them, but walking into this crossfire might be a little bit tricky, but it's made all too easy when myltsi gets rid of Kindo. Vladen finds one, but that's all he's going to be able to successfully do on this bomb site.
Don't know if Dragon's going to be exposed on the angle. My goodness. Both players exchanging glances, neither spotting each other.
Don't swap glasses, guys.
Oh, that never works. It is never a good idea. SDY, though, doesn't need his vision to get that kill, Brandon.
No, he doesn't. And now you're sort of stuck, because if you're Partizan, you feel like ENCE have got sort of 2020 information of where everyone is and what's going on. myltsi, again, just locked in the corner. Dragon's really aware that there could be players here because Rigon was here just a few rounds ago. That's been the premonition set into his mind. The danger is that not only has he been spotted, but this is quite individual. He'll still win out the gunfight 1-for-1. And this now drags the rotates. If you're Partizan, you end A here.
Dragon was so good in terms of methodically clearing out his angles as he makes his way forward, not taking anything for granted, not making any assumptions. As soon as he spots out myltsi, he swings with confidence and conviction to get the kill, levels it back into a 3v3. And it's going to be an A finish here from Partizan. It's SDY, it's a big moment in the round, and that's info. Watching Dragon transition from tunnels in towards the Xbox means they're probably going to try and finish A.
They have got a smoke for the cross, so at least SDY will be blocked. I think this is really interesting, actually, out of Neityu. I was going to say he's maybe going to go in towards the smoke just to play with his team. Instead, look at this. Collins gets singed. He's then looking for CT players, but that is not SDY. SDY's got his Tech 9 out running through the smoke and completely offsetting Collins and making it uncomfortable. 4 on the bounce for ENCE. I need an operation on my eyes to be able to see properly, so that's going to be fun. But right now,
so does
I would rather watch the operation of ENCE going in towards B, because again, SDY is just leading the charge to depression. He's trying to take space in towards tunnels, but I love this out of Neityu. Look at how cringe this is, because he's being all the way in the corner. I don't think Kindo's going to be ready for him.
No.
Oh, bye-bye.
Hang on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Neityu, you're right. This is cringe, but he can now be bypassed. Depression doesn't want to waste time here. I thought he would just immediately try and activate. The problem is his teammates aren't in any position to try and pressure up ramp at the same time. So Neityu just crunches in on him.
And I want to be clear. Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, this pistol round was immediately lost as soon as ENCE got that kill on the player bomb site, because everybody else was so far away and they never had a kit.
Yeah, that was a way better point than what I was going to say. I was going to say, to be clear, I was using cringe as a positive adjective. Like, I love the way you played it. There was so many instances where the AWP was just denied by depression. And it just goes a long way. Oh, dear. That was a chance there for Collins. You're right, this was looking a little bit scary. Maybe it still can be. Depression up and over, but Rigon and myltsi are completely annihilating all of these players. And then Rigon could just come over the top with a flying Mac 10 kill. What a shame. And again, straight back to business, straight back in towards the hunt. I've been tagged, guys. He's in mid. Go get him.
I was grimacing for about, what's that now, 7 rounds in a row for ENCE. And Depression will feel hard done by. He's done the hard work there to get that angle, get the opportunity, and now Dragon is going searching. This is what you were talking about a bit earlier. Flash forward. He spotted out Neityu. It's going to be tough for Neityu to track this Mac 10, but he's going to be able to find the success. And look at the crunch now on this B-bomb side. Flatten as the world in his shoulders. He's blinded up. He will still stand tall for 1, but gets overrun by SDY. Run and gun. Exemplified.
Oh, wow.
Off the back of being down 2-6 at one point. And I feel like it's been a very rapid rate at which they've just soared ahead here on Dust 2 as well.
And now again, Partizan trying to adjust. Brilliant from Dragon. Sinks his teeth into this long fight, and he's just able to remove both. Podi has a chance to extract him through the smoke, but that doesn't happen. ENCE need to relocate, and they're going to try and do that through short.
Here's what I will say, is the flash that they threw over the top was never going to be blinding Dragon because he was so far forward. They needed a pop flash through the door as well. I like the plan there from ENCE. They're really trying to play on the front foot and continue to suffocate Partizan, but finally they've been stopped in their tracks. A 5v3 here for Partizan to finally get back to winning ways.
Instant denial of this smoke, and Neityu has just spammed out Collins. What on earth is that? Dragon's now full blind, and the thing is, you will not know about this player in towards Goose. So Kindo will at least be able to grab one, but Podi's got rid of Dragon. So now suddenly you know all the info. A fake plant trying to entice further defenders. That flashbang now confirms that one's in towards CT. And in fact, it's 2 of them. This starts to get a little bit precarious, to be honest, for both teams.
Yeah, but it should never have been precarious for Partizan, so ENCE won't mind that it's gotten a little bit edgy here. Great shot from Podi, but surely they're never going to expect Kindo in towards Goose right now. SDY is the one that could find himself in a spot to bother. Oh, he actually had a chance in the fight, and now Podi out in the open will tap down 1, but USP for Depression will prevail to hold on by a thread for Partizan as they do win the round.
It's now myltsi, who saved previously, has now got enough money for a Galil with this half buy. I'm not sure.
Feels like maybe a little bit of economic mismanagement here. I'm going to try and breach into the B bomb site. Dragon has them lined up dead to right. Mouse button 1 is all that's required here from him. So much damage inflicted. SDY. Oh my god, he did need both those kills though. Such low health between myltsi and podi. Both down to 17 health. It's an easy cleanup for Collins, the first responder.
This is tense. Really tense. And they just go dry. Ends just go dry in towards short. And I suppose it's sort of worked, but not really. 2v2. You now know whether both of these players are over here. Vladin gets out of dodge. Look at Neityu. Neityu's flank. 1 HP. It doesn't matter. And Kindo is now left all out to dry. You think you know where both these players are, but Neityu was always on the move, and he might have just put ENCE onto series point.
It was such quick decision-making there from Neityu to shift into the B bomb site and recognize what was going on in the round. They're going to trade guns. Neityu has found 2 kills on 1 point of health, but do not count Kindo out of this. A molly into the back plat there immediately kills Neityu. 1 tick is all that's required. A molly into Podi's position forces him out into the open. Then he has a 1v1 with the low health player. There's many different avenues here for Kindo to win this.
Oh no.
But his incendiary doesn't go in either direction, and Neityu takes the initiative. He gets all 3 of his kills on a single point of health. Oh my goodness. ENCE are going to thread the needle here. They have created this window of opportunity with some good decision making. There's going to be a quick flank from Dragon, but he has to deal with Neityu, who's deep in towards lowers right now. Does he at all peek out? He's not gonna. And this could be costly for ENCE because they may not expect somebody on short this early. And there we go. myltsi's the one who pays the price. Neityu now goes searching, but Collins is there for him. My goodness. Partizan now with the 4v2 and the retake have every chance they need to keep this game alive.
Let's hear from Dragon, but Rigon in the corner. They might not expect him now. Oh!
Perfect.
You bang on the money. The fact that
ENCE have one last shot here. Was it not like... Was it 11-6, I think, at one point? And they're just going all in on this B bomb site. Vladin is going to be the player to try and lock it down. He has got some support, but the support's isolated. The Mac-10's charging, the Mac-10's fragging.
No way.
As is the Galil. Partizan, is this really how it falls apart?
And it's sweet. Almost trauma, to be honest with Partizan, because it was their first gun round. They did this to ENCE. How poetic is this? This could be the way it all ends. 5v3. They've got a couple of flashbangs that they've got to go off them, and they've got to move now.
Yeah, they do. They've got a couple of kits. They're trying to get cute with their retake. They're trying to find some sort of a favorable angle. You still have Neityu's deep in towards T-spawn, so he knows there's no pressure from tunnels. Partizan leaving this incredibly late. They now smoke off tunnels. Util starts to barrel on in. It's going to be one-dimensional on the retake as they now start to commit forward, but they're being fragged, cut down at the choke points, and ENCE have done it. In the 11th hour, at their last chance, they win the quarterfinal.
Yeah, they do. I mean, immaculate result from ENCE. Partizan are going to be feeling a little bit hard done by because it's back-to-back, almost comebacks, to be honest, on both Mirage and Dust 2. We go to John to break this down before we regroup with all of us to close things out.